started recording. So these are matrices. I want to show you how to do it with your calculator. What's up? Sure. Yeah. Matrices, okay? Everything on matrices we could do with a calculator. So I want to show you how to do it with a calculator to make your life easier. You get free about 6 questions on the test for free.
B minus E.
All right.
You take this 0, then so the first one's gonna be -5.
Hold up. Yeah, you're right. But, yeah, but hold
And
up.
the next one's gonna be 3 minus -1. That gives
4.
me 2.
4, man.
4, yeah. What do I say?
All right, hold up. All right, first
All
off.
you have to do though is like if it's that side.
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
But if I do it there and there, it goes there. Like,
Exactly. It goes in the same position. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Let me say it for
That's
everybody.
simple. This is simple.
All right. When you add and subtract, that's pretty easy. You don't really need a calculator that much. But for example, B minus E. So if I do B minus E, you subtract the things in the same position. So 0 minus 5 is -5. Yeah. 3 minus -1, that's +4. -8 minus 7, that's -15. 6 minus 2 is 4. 1 minus -4 is 5. -2 minus 9 is +9, so that's going to be 7. -7 minus 13 is -20. And -5 minus 3 is -8. So they have to be the same dimensions in order to add or subtract, okay? They have to be the same dimensions. So let's say in this one, if I had C plus B, it would be a no solution or not possible because they're not the same shape yet. So remember, if it's the same dimensions, you could add or subtract them. If they're different dimensions, you can't add or subtract them, okay? Because they have to line up. So let's talk about 3A. Now 3A is pretty straightforward. What I'm going to do is 3 times the matrix of A, which is -7, 13, -2, 9, -9. I'm just going to take 3 and multiply it to everything here. -21, 39, this is A over here. Yeah. -6, -27. So what I want to show you is how to do it in a calculator, because there's 2 things I can show you by hand, but it's much easier to show you by calculator. This is easier by hand for sure. But by calculator, how we would do this is I'll go to the calculator here. Now I need to put matrices in. Luckily, there's a word literally right above x -1 called matrices, okay? So I'm going to click second matrix, all right? Mine's already have some filled in. Yours probably is blank. Or it might have something from a previous owner. That being said, what's up? No, you can write these. Yeah. Okay, so there are 3 rows here. First one's name. Names are allows me to do the work, aka I'm putting in matrix A onto the command window. Okay? But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to make it look like this, -7, 13, -2. So I have to go to my third menu, math. We'll talk about that, but it's math operations with matrices. We're only doing one of them. We want to edit our matrix, okay? We're going to edit our matrix. I'm going to press enter at A in the menu of edit because that actually changes the matrix.
Wait, where do you put
Guys, there's class, so please come in.
enter A?
Yeah, so edit and then press enter on A because we're going to do change A, okay? Now, you got to put the dimensions. Mine's is already 2 by 2, but I would put 2, enter, 2, enter. And then you will go inside your thing. Mine's was already 2 by 2. Change yours to the 2 by 2.
Wait, it should always be 2 times 2.
In this case, this is a 2 by 2, so it's a 2 by 2. When we do B, you'll see. So I'm gonna do -7. Press enter. It always goes left to right. So -7, 13, enter. -2, enter. -9, enter. And I'll go back to the top left when you finish. Just take one last look at it. Now, if you need to go back to the normal menu, this is true for anywhere, you click second mode. That allows you to quit back to the menu. So second mode allows you to quit back to the menu.
What's second quit?
Second quit, yeah. Okay? So with that in mind, let's say if I wanted to do 3A, like in the worksheet, I would do 3 times I go to the matrix, so second matrix, or second x negative 1, and name puts the name of the matrix into the window. So you do that, press enter, lo and behold, it should give you the answer, okay? Yeah. Now, let's talk about
You
this.
can't do that for one.
You could do that for 1, but you have to plug in B, then you have to plug in E. At that point, I think it's longer. For the multiplication, it is, but let's talk about this. Number 4, dB. All right, dB. By the way, what's the dimensions of this? It's 2 rows by 4 columns. So this is a 2 by 4. Well, this is 4 rows by 2 columns. So it's 4 by 2. Now, this one, when you multiply matrices, there's a different rule. Here's the rule when you multiply matrices. Oh, dB, yeah. So this is a 2 by 4. This one will be a no solution, I'll show you. Okay. The rule of matrices is this. First one's D and the second one's B. Now, the D is 2 by 4, and the B is not 2 by 4, 4 by 2. Four by 2. This is 4 by 2. There's a difference. It's important. So, what that means is that 4 and 4 are matching. So this, we call it the inside. The inside have to be matching. You see how these are both 4s? If the insides are matching, then your result will be the outside. So your answer for dB is going to be a 2 by 2. Your answer is going to be a 2 by 2.
So anytime the insides are the same, the outsides are also going to be the same?
No, not necessarily. But the insides have to be the same. That has to be the same. So if you had like a 2 by 5 and a 5 by 3, these insides are the same, so that's okay. And your result will be a 2 by 3. So the outsides don't have to be the same, but the inside...
Oh, they cancel out.
Yeah, they kind of cancel out the insides.
Just record it.
Yes. So with that in mind, we could take this and do the math. But it's much harder to do the math by hand, so let's do it in a calculator. I'm going to plug in B and I'm going to plug in D. Again, I'm just going to talk it through. So I'm going to plug in B. So I'm clicking second, then X minus 1 to get to the matrix menu. Remember, I want to change what B is. So I'm going to edit B. In this case, this is a 4 by 2. So I'm going to have to put 4 on top and 2 next. So it's a 4 by 2. Your matrix should look the same shape. If it does look the same shape, you probably just flip the 2 by 4. Okay? Then I'm plugging in the numbers. 0, 3, negative 8, 6, 1, negative 2, negative 7, negative 5. After I plug in all those numbers, I'm just going to quit. So second, quit.
So on the test, are you going to give us like a lot of different columns or just the same?
This like many. And then I'll have it on one page. So then
So at the beginning of the test, you should just plug all of this into your
when you get to the matrix section, just plug in the matrices in there. So I just have multiple answers to this. So then I have to put in D though, right? Because I have to do D. So second matrix, I'm going to edit, and I'm going to letter D. Oh, second matrix. I'm going to go to letter D. You can also just press number 4 because that's D. And remember, I want it to be a 2 by 4, which I already have it pre-made just to be a little quicker, kind of like those kind of. So 2 by 4, and I want to plug in the numbers. 11, 7, negative 2, 0, 8, negative 5, 1, 10. So I already have them in. I'm going to quit. Now, this is the most important part. It's D times B. So I'm going to go to my math. I'm going to go to matrix.
Can't you just press instead of quitting? Can't you just press second matrix?
Probably. So D and B. So D times B. I'm going to press that and enter, and I get a 2 by 2 answer. So this should be my answer. Negative 58, 79, negative 29, negative 58. Let me write that. Negative 58, 29, of 79, negative 29. Was that another 58? Negative 58. Okay. Just put D next to B. This is the super important part, though. It is not B times D. If you do B times D, you're going to get a 4 by 4. Or B times D, yeah. You're gonna get a 4 by 4. So you want to make sure you put in the right order here, okay? In the matrix. So you got to make sure you do DB because I gave you DB, not BD, because that would be wrong.
How does the calculator know?
You have to put it in, which second matrix, and you have to go to edit and change which ones are which. All right? Yes.
But what did you multiply? Like, what did you multiply this like negative 58?
What like physically happens? What physically happens is it's row by column. So what occurs is, how do I describe it? It's DB. So this row multiplies by this column. That's number one.
AB is no solution.
And that's the top left. What's up?
AB is no solution.
Now AB is going to be no solution. Now let me show you why, and then I'll show you how it looks like on the calculator. AB is a 2 by 2. So A is a 2 by 2. B is a 4 by 2. In this scenario, the insides don't match. So because the insides don't match, automatically it's no solution. But let's say you don't notice that on the test. Negative 58? What about it? 79.
No matter what, it's no solution.
No matter what, it's no solution. But let's say you're doing, you've been through like 60 questions. You might have forgot that. If you put it in the calculator, so let's do A, and then let's put B. Now you'll get an error. It says dimension mismatch. What does that mean? That means that the dimension over here does not match. So if you see that error and it says dimension mismatch, that means it's no solution.
It's interesting, like, the first time that you, like, let's say you do like combine A and B or something, and you do like, and it was different numbers, and it worked fine. When we first learned basic,
We did the adding and subtracting, which has to be the same size. This is multiplication, so it's different.
What is the term?
I'm gonna go first.
I was asking her, let's say, negative 58, right? There's only two numbers that multiply to, or there are a few numbers that multiply to, right?
I'll explain off camera because it's not important for you guys to know how to do it by hand. But okay, the determinant. The determinant determines if a matrix could be inverted. So if the determinant is 0, cannot be inverted. But if it's anything not 0, so it does not equal 0, it can.
So what is the determinant?
So how do we get the determinant? It's more important.
I switched it up. It said that A, B minus...
No.
AC minus...
Oh, you do kind of know it, yeah. But here's how you're going to do it. On the calculator, you go to second matrix. Now here's this option. We're going to do particular matrix math with it. Luckily for us, we only want one thing, the determinant. Guess what that is? DET for determinant. So we're going to press determinant. It's asking to plug something in. What am I going to put in for the determinant?
Oh,
Number A, or letter A.
Oh, that's so much easier.
And then you just press enter.
How do you do it without
89. How do you do it without a calculator? I'll do that off the camera because I'd rather you just know the calculator, okay?
How do I get to the... Go to... Show your map. Oh, you had it. Okay,
Second
so
matrix,
second matrix,
and then the menu of math, so you got to go right.
matrix, and then press on A. Or B, whatever you want to do.
Okay, the inverse of A.
Make sure to...
The inverse of A is A to the negative 1 power. And we know it's possible because this determinant is not 0. Okay. Now, this one I didn't make cleanly, so my bad on this. But it's going to be second matrix. I'm going to put down A, and I'm doing to the power negative 1. So there's a button for that. The reason they put the button for that with matrix is because you use inverses a lot in matrices. So you just click this button, the button you've been clicking for matrix this whole time, x to the negative 1. If you press enter, you get all this. Now this looks really ugly.
I didn't get that. Oh, wait, you put the parentheses.
You got to do to the power negative 1.
I think at the bottom part.
So what you have to do, is click math, and then there's a button that changes a fraction. So if I click math frac, it changes it to nice clean fractions. The answers on the multiple choice will be in fractions, so make sure you change it to fractions to make sense. Check your matrix itself, the A matrix.
wait, on the final, you're gonna give us, whatever they call it,
Everything's good.
fraction.
Yeah, the answers will be in the fraction form.
Are you gonna tell us how to use it on the calculator?
I'll tell you where the matrix button is, but you need to know how to click the buttons.
Wait, how's the
If you ask me where the matrix was.
The fact.
I'm giving you a couple formulas, yeah.
Oh, wait.
I'll show you in a second. Yeah. Well, yeah, go.
So the determinant is like what it's not basically.
Determinant, you could think of it as it determines if an inverse could possibly happen or not. If we had more time in the year, I would have had more time to talk about it. But since we only have this much time,
Zero, not what?
if it's 0, it's impossible to be inverse. And if it's not 0, it's going to be inverse. Because we're going to divide by the determinant. So that's why 0 cannot be a thing. I'll check it out. Oh, the formulas, yeah. The formulas I would give you on the test.
Wait, how do you get the fact button?
The frac button, math. There's an option called math right below second. So the formulas, you're going to get the 5 system equation ones. And you're also going to get A equals P1 plus or minus R and T. What system equation ones?
You just said you're getting 5
No. Sorry, maybe I said system equation. 5 sequence and series ones.
What is that?
The arithmetic sequence, geometric sequence. I'll write them. So you're going to get these 2. You're also going to get the geometric sequences. AN equals A1 plus, yeah, N minus 1. The sum of this is S of N equals N A1 plus AN over 2. For this one, that's arithmetic. For geometric, it was AN equals A1 times, remember, arithmetic is plus and minus pattern. This is multiplication and division. R to the power of N minus 1. And the sum of geometric is A1 times 1 minus R to the N power over 1 minus R. And the last one was the infinite one. Remember, infinite only works if the R value is less than 1 or between -1 and 1. And that one was, the sum is A1 over 1 minus R. Those are the formula. That's basically the formula sheet going to be. You'll get a little card with it on the, so you don't have to bring anything. You're going to get a little card with it.
What card?
With these formulas. All right. Stop recording.